Hi, everybody. This is Nikki from Motherhood Unfiltered. It's going to be okay. Um, just wanted to say it's been a while since I've done a live on Facebook. Um, so anyway, I have some things I wanted to talk about, and the main thing I've been focusing on for February is decluttering and why should we declutter and how decluttering affects our life. Hey, Melissa. So, so decluttering. I mean, growing up, I had never heard of decluttering. We did spring cleaning, and that's when mom made us pull everything out, of the house. We cleaned it, got rid of the trash, got rid of clothes that didn't fit. We did that every year. And then as I had my own home, I did that when my kids were younger. But somehow I just lost that whole thing of decluttering or spring cleaning. So I just lost the gumption. But so I'm finding that spring cleaning or decluttering, um, it helps you mentally, emotionally, and um, I don't want to say physically. I'm trying to figure out how that would fit in there. But I mean, it keeps you more active in your house. But when I had so much stuff in my house, I didn't know where to put it. When I would tell them to put something away because they'd just leave it laying around. They would, they didn't know where to put it because we didn't have enough house for to put stuff. So, so last year, when I started on my journey of making changes and deciding to do things differently, and instead of focusing on my bad stuff and feeling sorry for myself, I decided to work on the things in my life that I have control over. So, one of the things I focused on was my house and the areas that were stressing me out. And I kind of made a list and I started with my kitchen. Um, that was my number one. And trust me, I am not an expert at this. I've just been learning as I go. But as you decide to focus on an area in your house, to me, it's also focusing on something like in my mind and my heart. So to me, those were working side by side together. The main thing was just realizing I don't have control over everything. And what I do have control over, then that's what gave me my little victories along this journey. Um, so people are like, I just can't, why do I need to declutter? I can't give up on this stuff. I mean, this is a perfectly good outfit. Yeah, I've only worn it once, or I only wear it when, um, I go to a concert or whatever. But the thing of it is, we get emotionally attached to things. And trust me, I do. Like, there are still some stuff here that my little baby boys wore when they were when they were itty bitty. And I'm like, I just touch it. It just brings back those memories. Um, so those are, that's another step in the progress that you just have to. um, work through. So what you need to do is just like I did is pick a place in the house, which was my kitchen, and I was able to go through and get rid of the things that was easy to get rid of. So um, when I had 3 of the same bowl, well, I only need 1, so I was able to get rid of 2. I didn't, need 3 of them. And so it really um and it also made me feel good that I was able to donate our stuff that we weren't using to a, a missions place, a nonprofit Christian place. I picked them because they don't it's nonprofit. So um, but they were able to help families out who had been, affected by fires or whatever the situation is. But it made me feel good that I had some nice things. And it wasn't just like, oh, this is my trash. So they have to fix it up and, to even use it. It wasn't like that at all. But I think I'm getting ahead of myself. But anyway, so that made me feel good that I was able to do that. Now, some of the things I'm like, yeah, I spent this much money on it. Maybe I should sell it. If you are a go-getter and you have stuff and you want to sell it and ship it out, go ahead and do that. But for me, I just know myself well enough to know that if I didn't get rid of it, yeah, I could post it on social media, whatever, and try to sell it. But if I didn't get rid of it right then and there or in the near future, I wasn't going to at all. Um, and the reason why I know that is because of I decided to sell my shoes. Like I had a ton of nice shoes. And so I took nice pictures, I staged them, I put them out on the social media, and I gave my prices, and nobody ever purchased them. So so what happens when nobody purchases your stuff? You still have it. So I was like, well, that's not going to work. So and then I had a bad experience on Facebook Marketplace. Facebook. So people were getting mad at me, and I was like, this is too much stress for me. So I just blocked everybody and took down my stuff. I was like, I'll just donate them. So, and that's what I did. But anyway, so one of the good things about decluttering is and I've been listening to books, I've been watching videos. There are other moms out there that are struggling, just like I am, about getting rid of this stuff. And um, and there's lots of good advice out there on how to approach decluttering. And but the best thing for me to do was set aside what I didn't want. If I could not make up my mind to keep it or get rid of it, I just kept it for the time being, and I just kept going with stuff that I knew right off the bat that I could just make a decision. Yes, I want this. No, I don't want this. So that's how I approached it. And I did it with, and for me, I had to be like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. There is one thing I got rid of that I wish I hadn't have, and it was my wire whisk. And I ended up getting another one in another set, and it like broke the pieces. So anyway, I was like, I keep telling Oliver, I wish I hadn't gotten rid of that one. But so those things happen, but it wasn't like it was a $1 million item that, I got rid of. So anywho, I digress. So my thing was, okay, so I'm going to do this decluttering thing or this spring cleaning. And it's going to be the only time I do it because, you get rid of all this stuff and, um, me being naive or whatever about it. First of all, there's still more stuff in this house. I mean, there's 5 of us that lived here for the past since 2007, I think. And my boys are adults now. And for some reason, when adult kids leave, they just take what they want. They don't take everything. So I found toys of theirs from when they were a little kid. I mean, like elementary age. I was like, what in the world is this? So I'm trying to figure out. I mean, I got rid of all that stuff a long time ago, but anyway. So me being naive is thinking, well, I could. Oh, I don't think we want to see master brand. Here, let me turn this back over here. My computer, work computer. But anyway, I was like, oh, so I'll just do this one big purge and it will be done. Everything will magically be in its place. But no, it's not like that at all. So that was my first mistake. My second mistake was, oh, I have more stuff than I realized. So, yeah. Anyway, so to me, I'm learning it's an ongoing process. So you just handle what you can at the moment. I will say that big, I want to call it purge, it felt so good to get that stuff out of my house. The missions place that I called actually came and picked everything up, and they were like so excited to get it. I mean, I couldn't believe it. And so, and now, the winters come, and I feel that urge. Like there's some things that, some leftover things. Um, I've been working on so last year I got the kitchen done. I got my office done because it was a bedroom, but it had stuff in the closet and everything. And I went through my clothes. Like I went through my clothes like 3 times. And I must be Marilyn Asher's daughter because I have so many clothes. And so this time around, I purged clothes again. And I had watched a video by the Minimalist Mom on YouTube, and she had interviewed this lady who had authored a book, and she just talked about you should have just so many pieces of clothing, for yourself that are interchangeable that you can, wear so that you don't just have one outfit, but you could potentially have 3 or 4 or 5 outfits, but you only have a few pieces of items of clothing. So that really, that kind of gave me some parameters to go by because I was like, how do you know what to get rid of? How do you know what to keep? And so I just didn't know what to do with it. So I was able to go by that. And the number that you decide to pick, it could be any kind of number. I mean, everybody's number is different. Some people's numbers are 3, like 3 shirts, 3 pants, 3 pajamas sets. But that's just, I figured my number was 5, I started off with 7. And now granted, I did 5 jeans, 5 regular pants, which in the regular pants I had like a couple of dress pants. And then I have 5 sweaters, 5 tops, 5 pajamas, and now I haven't done my underwear and socks yet because I'm a sock fiend. So I really need to go through those because there's a lot of them. But going through, that has put so much, it's less laundry, less time folding and washing. And so now when I go to put my clothes away, I just have a little, a stack and it's done. And it only takes me 2 minutes to put things away when I put them away. And before it would be like I had to hang stuff up, I had to find room to put it in the drawers. And it's just so much simpler, and it's such a relief. It's no hassle. And I don't feel like my stuff is overwhelming me and owning me. I'm talking about all this stuff, and you can see in this background that there's a bunch of pins and stuff in there. But anyway, so that was what I did with my clothes. I did go through my shoes. I kept, you know, a pair of winter boots. I kept tennis shoes, um, some sandals, some flats, things like that. But I like narrowed it down to a lot because I had, I don't know, I think maybe almost 100 pairs of shoes. And so, and some of them I only have worn once because I bought it with an outfit and I wore that outfit to a special occasion and I haven't worn it since. So, I mean, those are things that I was putting up with. Um, so that's what I did with my clothes. Now, the hardest thing that I went through for me to go through was my books. So I've always been an avid reader. However, as I've gotten older, I mostly listen to books and listen to podcasts and things like that. So it was really hard for me to go through books and decide what to get rid of. But the first thing I did was categorize them because they had been unorganized for a long time. So I categorized my books. I categorized um, ones that were special to me. And then I categorized books that my literature books. That was the hard part, was the literature books that I love to read. But I just kept the ones that had made some kind of a impression on my life and that I like to read. The technical books, I got rid of those. So because technical books, and what I mean by that are like your manuals, those are those outdate. And like if you have a technical book for school, I mean, and they're expensive. So right away I started buying used or renting my books unless it was a literature book. Then I purchased that one outright. So technical books and manuals, they expire or outdate pretty fast. So with today's technology, though, you can go online and get an updated version, or see a video of someone doing that process or whatever. So with that in mind, it made it easy for me to say, see ya. So anyway, so I cut my books down to one bookshelf. And so now I have, more space in my office. So those are some areas my kitchen, my clothes, and my books. Those were areas that was really had been bothering me. And then the next area that I worked on was my bathroom. Now, our bathroom is itty bitty. It's because when this house was built, there wasn't an indoor plumbing. So I don't remember when they put indoor bathroom in the house, but it's small. So, um, and I had so much stuff in there. I had it everywhere, and I had it, pretty much organized, but there wasn't a clear space anywhere. And I thought, you know what? I'm getting rid of all this stuff. I got rid of so much stuff in there. I got rid of the expired medications, over the counter uh, medicine. Any Okay, so I had like three straightening irons. I had three or four curling irons, different sizes. And as you can see, my hair is like I've been keeping it short, so there's no need to keep all that. I did keep one straightening iron just in case this decides to turn into an afro, which it does sometimes. So, but anyway, so the whole point of all this is going through the process of letting go. You know, it is so hard to not be in control. It is so hard to get rid of the stuff that's in your house. At one point, it was something special to you or to your kids or whoever, or it was a gift from somebody. And I've always been one that's like, if you have it, you use it, you don't waste it, you keep it in case you need it for the future. And the mindset I have now is that if I'm not using it, on a regular basis, it's being wasted. And that's my new outlook on it. If I'm not using it on a regular basis, it's being wasted. So I should donate it and give it to someone who doesn't have anything like that at all and could use it. So that's been my mindset. Um, I mean, I still have a lot to go, ways to go, and I'm still, learning this too. But I just try to correlate the cleaning and decluttering with my, self learning and my journey, and just getting rid of the extra out of my, the dirt and the gunk and the bad and the hatefulness and the grouchiness and the short tempered, which, I don't know if I will ever get rid of all of that stuff, but, I guess if you're aware of it and you keep working on it, then um, it just makes you, to be a better person. So that's pretty much my take on decluttering. So less is the new more. And to me, what that means is less is the new more is that the less stuff and clutter in your house, you have more time for yourself. You have more time to spend with your husband, and you have more time to spend with your family. You have more time to work on um, improving yourself, you know. So I mean, it's been wonderful. I was able to get a new position at my work, and I love it. And I just, with that and with this whole outlook on this decluttering, which is just a small part of it. I mean, there are just other things that um, that I will be talking about. You can hear some of it on my podcast. And I just, I talked about decluttering because it's been the most stressful thing for me to have to physically deal with. And there are other things that people are probably dealing with that they don't have any trouble with the decluttering. Um, so, the first step is, you know, recognizing there's a problem in your life. When you are depressed, sad, feel like you're out of control, you don't know what to do, then you can, what are the things that I can work on and focus on to make my life better, my situation better. Um, so that's kind of what started all this for me, and I feel like it's not been easy. I mean, like it was hard because all I wanted to do was just cry and sit on the couch and try to watch TV to get rid of my sorrows. So, but anyway, but I just kept doing it a little at a time, and I asked God to help me because I knew I wasn't going to be able to do this on my own. I did get a support, group, and there are support groups out there, and I am offering. Hi, Riley. Um, a free 15-minute call. So if you are I mean, I was at a point in my life where I was like, my mentor was offering a 15-minute call, and I was like, she's like, well, how can I help you? I was like, I don't know. I just know I need somebody to help me because I feel like I'm drowning over here. And she was like, oh, okay. Because she's more of a business coach. And but anyway, it was the best thing I ever did. So that's why I'm offering a free call too. So um, if you are interested in a free call, you can click on my Facebook page or in the YouTube. Have all my links down there, and you can schedule a 15-minute call. So whatever situation you're in and you're in a funk and you're like, I gotta get out of this funk, I am here for you. So let me make sure there wasn't anything else that I was going to mention because I have a tendency to leave stuff out. I think I did cover everything. So, so that was just my decluttering story. And I'm doing it again. Already have a stack in my laundry room, which I avoided the last time. I don't know if y'all's laundry room's scary, but mine is. Everything, we just put everything. If we didn't know where to put it, we put it in there. So, and I've slowly been going through there, and it's as I go, excuse me, as I go through things, I'm like, wow, this is awesome, and I just love it. My oldest son, for those of you that know me, know that he still lives at home. He's like, why are you doing this? You're going to need this later on, you know, like he's the devil's advocate. And when I told him I wish I hadn't gotten rid of that wire whisk, he's like, I told you you shouldn't have got rid of it. It's like, shut up. I'll just give me another one. It's not that expensive, you know. But it's just been so nice. And it's just so nice when you open your kitchen cupboards and the dishes are where they're supposed to be. And which he, and again, if you all know my son Oliver, he's like, Mom, this is why we need 30 more plates because there aren't any clean. And I'm like, no, we don't need that many. If it's dirty, wash it. And there you go. So we don't need that many dishes. But maybe he'll understand one day. I don't know. But so anyway, again, if you need help with some stress in your life, if you're depressed and stressed out, like I have been, then contact me. I can help you. We can do this together and we can work through this together. You can um, go to my website. It's www.nikkiasherbowling.com. And I have free material there. Um, and I have my podcast list there. And so just reach out. I think people don't realize that they've got a support system. And if you feel like you don't have a support system, then you need to reach out. So I know when I was a young adult, I did not want to reach out because I was ashamed, embarrassed, and because I felt like I was in a situation where it wasn't okay to be sad or depressed. It wasn't okay to have problems in your marriage. It wasn't okay to have to yell at your kids because they're a bunch of crazy heathens, you know. I mean, it wasn't okay not to have a clean house. It wasn't okay not to fix dinner. And it took me a long time to realize that it is okay. I mean, stuff happens to people. It was, some of the stuff I had went through was totally out of my control. That I felt like it was my fault. And don't get me wrong, I'm not an easy person to live with. And there was a lot of things that was totally my fault. And those were things that I was responsible for. Only things that I can change. So, in closing, because I've went longer than I thought I was going to, on one of my posts, I have on my blog 3 books that I have read about decluttering. And let me see if I can share my screen so we can go over it. Okay. Oh, I think it's going to work. Okay, so this is actually my website. So here, Decluttering at the Speed of Life. This is the very first decluttering book that I listened to. And I was so amazed by Dana White. She has her own YouTube page and she still puts content out. And she's written other books too, but this is the only one that I've read. And I was like so amazed by listening to her book because she was like, yeah, I had so much stuff I didn't even know what it was, or we couldn't even sit down at our dining room table. There was food everywhere or this and that, like I was like, oh my gosh, she must live in my house, or I felt like it. But so anyway, so there's Decluttering at the Speed of Life. It's a really good, and it's not long. So it's a good book to listen to. This one is Rebecca Lyons, Rhythms of Renewal. So she talks about trading stress and anxiety for a life of peace and purpose. And she's got steps that you can, that she goes through and she names them. And she explains what that step is and what to give up or to work on giving up in place of something more positive, for your life. And then The Joy of Less by Francine J. Um, really good book. And so, so these are the three that I've listened to recently. I do have others that I'm listening to, but I felt like these three kind of talked about, decluttering, get rid of things, and and then also working on yourself, the things in your life that are holding you back. So um so let's just stop sharing for a second and go back. So anyway, so thank you um for those who have tuned in, commented. If you would like, comment, and share this video, I would greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, please comment or go to my website and reach out. So, anyway, have a great evening, and I will see everybody later.